Hey everyone, welcome to Pickleball and Beyond. My name's Ryan.
My name is Vino.
And today we're excited to bring you guys our 101st video.
I mean, I can't believe this journey, right?
Yeah.
We have done 101 videos. The reason we started reviewing is just to try paddles, get people looking at other brands that, was not popularized, right? But as we have gone, we have brought out different terminology: control, spin, power, twist weight. So we have been getting a lot of comments asking what these things are. So we thought we'll do something different. Again, so this might be a little bit beginner oriented, but stick around. We're going to do a huge giveaway. Massive giveaway. So please subscribe, comment. That's how we keep this channel growing. That's how we have been growing, and that's how we can start giving giveaways as well. So wait till the end to hear a massive giveaway. You're going to kind of get a whole haul of stuff.
Yes, a whole entire pickleball package.
So I think one of the first things we always touch on is control, right? So when we get these paddles and review and we talk about control, what are things that we are looking in? So yeah, let me ask you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what goes into the control of the paddle? Let's go with like shape, sizes, and all of the,
Yeah, so what goes into the control is typically, this isn't always true, the wider body shapes like I have in front of me, like this Honolulu Pickleball Company J3, has a ton of control when it's super wide, and then comparing it to their J5 when it's skinnier but longer, this will not have much control in comparison.
And I think that's a really great place to start. Just thinking from a very physics standpoint, very simple, you're getting more space here, right? You're getting way less space here. So you're going to have more control. And when we talk about control, it's easier to control that paddle off your paddle surface.
Yeah,
right?
For me, the biggest thing is I always look at from the kitchen line, how easy is it to control? And it's a lot easier to place your shots, consistently hit it nice and soft over the net. And also dwell time, I think, plays into a big factor into that. So you can easily put your backspin on your shots, on your third shots, and when you're at the kitchen line. And then again, going back to control, how easy is it to hit your third shot drops? Usually that dwell makes it a little easier. And then also resets is really big for control, which again, that longer dwell time, bigger sweet spot, which you get with this wider shape generally. Those are some of the big factors I look for when judging the control.
Yeah, and so again, what Ryan's talking about, and I want to touch about, is if you have something a bit lighter, it's easy to move it around.
Yes.
Right? So a lighter paddle is a little bit more easy to control than a more heavier paddle. A heavier paddle is going to have more weight. It's harder to control, but you're going to get power to it, right? So that's something to remember: the shape of it, and then also the weight of it. You get what I mean?
Then the next factor is the thickness of the paddle.
Exactly. There you go.
So I was gonna say, right in front of us in the middle here, we have the Selkirk Power Airs. These took the market by storm when they came out.
Ton of power.
Not for the control reason,
exactly.
Right? Look how thin, it's about a couple sheets of paper wide here, right?
Yes.
And it has tons of power to it, but it makes it really tough, especially for newer players, to hit those drops or to hit resets at all because, it flies off the paddle. It's really hard to control versus some of these wider paddles, like you have the Warrior V2 in front of you.
Thicker shape, get what I mean? It's thick. So just think about it, right? When a ball hits this, there is some that's absorbed and then some is returned. When it's thinner, more energy is returned out, right? So it's going to fly out, which makes it harder to control. A thicker paddle, it's going to stay a little longer, so it's easier to control.
Yeah, because it holds
it back, so you're able to kind of control it. And that also goes to the surface of the paddle, right? Some of these surfaces are like this carbon fiber, very, not that elastic. It just propels it back, right? Then you have like this softer surface. The softer the surface is, like a carbon fiber surface, or now like even the Kevlar and stuff like that, it stays longer on there, so it's easy to control. So those are like the factors that kind of go into the control, and just the opposite then becomes the power, right? This becomes thinner, harder, easier to hit, get what I mean?
Exactly.
Lighter compared to like a heavier paddle. And you have lots of reviewers out there that does an awesome job of kind of explaining the physics and factors of that. Go check them out. They're really, again, this is just to kind of introduce you to the concepts. So go check those things out. But we want to kind of give you a quick intro onto how control and power kind of plays, what those spectrums are. Anything else you want to touch on?
Yeah, the last thing on the power, I want to say, we always review we talk about the pop compared to, we call it like the raw generated power, right? So the pop is essentially it's kind of like the term,
Yes.
how much the ball is popping off the paddle. So a
If
good
you
way,
do not exert any
I was
energy
gonna
to
say,
it.
a
Yes.
really good way that we measure it in some of our videos is I stand there, we have a ball machine feeding me, I defend myself, we check how far it bounces off,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And then versus the overall power, like we'll grab some radar guns, hit some serves, hit some smashes as hard as we can. That's more straightforward, right? How hard can I frickin' hit this ball?
Yes. How easy is it to generate power or push it through that? And I think this where when it's lighter, it's easy to maneuver, right? So you can hit harder. When it's got more weight on it, and if it's well balanced, you still can hit hard on it.
Yep.
Get what I mean? Some of the surfaces, the way it kind of propels out, you can generate power harder. So that's where I think,
Yeah,
you know,
weight is an interesting factor because if it's a well-balanced paddle, if there's more, more mass on the paddle,
Yes.
it will hit it harder. But if it's heavier, it can be tougher to swing. And if you have a slower swing, obviously there's a trade-off. So that part's not always straightforward, and a lot of that ties into how well that weight is distributed and why we talk about a well-balanced paddle.
and I think this might be a really good segue to talk about something else that we kind of measure, which is the twist weight and the swing weight. Again, we are not claiming to be experts, but we'll like see if we can put some links to people really describing swing weight and twist weight very well. But swing weight is like if you have anything, right? How hard is it to swing it? Like take a hammer, right?
Yep.
If the head's heavier, how hard is it to swing it compared to the other side? It's the same weight.
Yep.
Right? But how is it to swing it? The same thing, the twist weight is, what does it take to twist the paddle?
Yep.
Higher the twist weight, it's harder to twist the paddle. That means if it hits the top, it's more stable. More stable, larger speed spot. Again, we are just trying to introduce the concepts. Go check these out. It's really good for people to kind of do their own research when people kind of mention all of this. So that's basically what swing weight
and a lot of
twist
that
weight is.
plays into the maneuverability of the paddle
Exactly,
as well.
yep.
So once you learn those basic concepts, and for me, that maneuverability, the biggest piece is at the kitchen line, right?
Yes.
How it helps with having quicker reflexes,
Yes.
because those little differences on the twist weight especially, I mean, it makes a really big difference.
Because
surprisingly.
what's interesting about pickleball is from that net to where you can stand, that kitchen line is 14 feet.
From both sides of the kitchen.
On both sides of the kitchen. And so that ball's coming faster, right? So being able to react faster, and if a pedal can help you, I think that makes kind of a big difference. So the last thing we want to touch as far as playability is spin.
Yes.
What contributes to spin?
Yes.
So
Lots of factors.
Exactly. So we're going to touch on a couple, and then again, please go do your research. Spin is when the ball hits the paddle and turns, right? Being able to generate. So it's a couple of things. The main couple of things is, one is that coefficient of friction, right? The paddle friction versus the ball friction. Being able to turn that ball, right? So you'll see more grittier paddles, right? Technically, grittier the paddle, you're going to be able to exert more friction, you're going to get a little bit more spin. So that's number one, right? The second, I think, important point that people I don't think get is the dwell. How long does the ball stay in? So if you take like tennis, for example, you have different tensile strengths. The longer the ball can stay on, you can turn the ball. People like Rafael Nadal, they have such a lot of exertion on that tension, it catches the ball and turns the ball. Same factors on here. There are some paddles where it stays longer. We call it that dwell. You get better spin.
It makes a huge difference. That's why, like, when you have those wood paddles, people think, oh, it's because it has a terrible surface. That's not even the biggest factor. A lot of it is, as soon as the ball makes contact, it's already flying off. It doesn't have time to sit on there and apply that spin to the ball. It's because it instantly is just flying right off of it.
Exactly. And then there are going to be a few other contributing factors which are like marginal, and you can still, longer paddles sometimes have a better reach. You're able to whip it. You're going to get a little bit more spin compared to like, your squarer kind of paddle. So there are other factors, but those are kind of the main things as far as spin goes. So we just want to touch on like some of the playabilities. We do want to touch on safety. Going to safety, Mr. Safety. Come on, let's talk about eyewear, right? I'm going to give you one example, and then I want you to take it from there. So I come from cricket. It's like baseball, very hard ball. I always used hard caps, like so when we change bowlers. I find that protects my eyes a little bit, but I've had some close calls. Right? Because from that net, that ball comes really fast and it hits your eyes. I work in the healthcare industry. That's scary. So we have been kind of talking about glasses. You have been playing a lot with this glass.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's talk about eye safety a little bit, Ryan.
Yeah, so I personally know some people that have gotten hit in the eye, and I know, like, I've heard they couldn't see for a couple days. I know someone that had to get surgery.
Paddles are
even.
getting hotter.
Yep.
It's coming fast, it's coming harder.
Yeah, when you have the gearbox coming out and the new Jula paddles that are illegal
Yes.
hitting you in the eyeball, it's scary. So
Yes, it is.
I've been wearing these. I don't look quite as beautiful in them. I still look pretty good.
He still
but
looks handsome.
I still
He's
look
a
pretty
handsome guy. Yeah.
But like, I really recommend almost
yes.
anybody start wearing these guys.
Yes.
We've been loving these carbon ones. So when I play outside, they get dark. They adjust for you.
Yeah, there's lots of different, like,
Super
you know, lenses and
customizable.
stuff like that.
They have a low light lens.
There's
super
like a
awesome.
whole range of different safety glasses, but I would recommend definitely, you know, getting some protection from for the eyes perspective.
Yeah.
I work in the healthcare industry, and I can tell you, like, no matter how advanced surgeries have come,
Yeah.
once you lose an eye,
Yeah.
getting another replacement is not easy.
Yeah.
So,
And
like,
again,
even slight injuries, it's
Yeah.
really dangerous.
Yeah,
So,
kitchen to kitchen's only 14
Yes,
feet. I've
yes,
seen
yes.
some. I know I personally have hit my somebody in the lip and made him bleed. Like
Yep.
it's like, as bad as that was, imagine the eye. Like
Yes.
that same speed, just a fraction. He could have never been playing pickleball, or even worse, never like seeing his family again.
Yes.
So,
So ice is definitely one, and hang on for the giveaway. We might have some fun surprises about eyewear. But the next part, as far as safety goes, is your legs. So let's spend some time talking about shoes, Ryan. You know, there's a lot of questions that we get as to what kind of shoes are important.
Yep.
You see a lot of people using running shoes. Lots of people using slippers, right? Just saw a post on Alpine Island where someone had said they had hurt themselves and looked at their picture and they were wearing slippers. And it's like, oh boy. Running shoes are made for propellant forward, right?
Yep.
I'm not a shoe expert. I love shoes. Ton of shoes. My wife will agree. Someone you should check out. I'll put a link. We have no affiliation with him. I love his channel. It's called Foot Dr. Zach. Does lots of great reviews on shoes. He has a whole collection of pickleball shoes, court shoes. But one thing, you got to find a shoe that fits you, right? Like Ryan, you have tried different shoes. There are some that fits you, right?
Yep.
You have been enjoying the sketches. But one thing I want to show is the side. I
Yep.
think it's important to have those flares because you are going to do a lot of lateral movement.
Yep.
You want to just touch on that a little bit, Ryan?
I was gonna say that's the biggest part for me is you do a lot of shuffling around when you're at the kitchen line in particular. And when I was about 6 months into pickleball, I actually rolled my ankle twice. One where I was like, I couldn't get up for a while. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, for somebody that's pretty athletic, this shouldn't happen.
Yes.
And then I think it was just almost immediately, I was like, okay, I need that extra support on the sides.
Yes.
It makes a
Yes.
massive difference. If you're gonna be playing pickleball, you know, pretty much at all, like I highly recommend.
Please, yes, please
get
go
yourself
find some
a pair.
shoes. Another one to consider is basketball shoes. You have really good basketball shoes, and I think Foot Dr. Zach talks about it as well. This flare helps.
Yep.
You do a lot of lateral movement, so go find a good pair of shoes. I have supinated my leg quite a number of times. I have an ankle and a knee injury, so please, I think as far as safety goes, shoe is a very important thing in pickleball.
Absolutely.
So Ryan, from the time we have started, we have tried about 44 different brands. We have about 110 different paddles that we kind of demo out. We like people trying to find a paddle that works for them. We have been trying our best to put different resources out there to help you find the paddle that works for you. So if you go onto our website, we'll put a picture there. We had different scorings, power, spin, control, swing weight, twist weight, that you can kind of go and
full
sort out.
works of the
full
paddle.
works. So check it out. Please comment. We like to see how we can help you select a paddle. Please go try a paddle. And with that, we are also kind of building a database where you can find people around that will demo a paddle for you. I've seen people go and buy really expensive paddles and they'll come and try paddles like, oh, this is so different. And I think with the pickleball industry right now, you know, you can't find a paddle everywhere, right? It's not like finding shoes in different shops. So it's great working with these reps. Paddle reps, they get a little bit as well, that helps them as well. So, you know, try to find a rep, see about demoing a paddle that works for you. So again, go check out, we're trying to build a collection of, you can find on Facebook, different places that'll try. So please try a paddle. So, that being said, we want to set someone up with the works.
Yes.
So what are we giving away, Ryan?
So one lucky winner is going to be getting a whole
The
lot.
whole thing.
So starting with
Let's go with the paddle.
Yes. So
We have enjoyed the Honolulu Pickleball Company. They have come up with great paddles. This, I think, is an awesome paddle.
Yes, the J2 is a phenomenal paddle, and I think what I love about it is it's great for if a beginner wins or if an advanced player wins.
You're going to enjoy
awesome
this
for
paddle.
everybody. I've been
Yes.
playing with the J2K Pro,
Yes.
which plays pretty darn similar to this. Just a
Yes.
little more power, a little less control, honestly.
Stephanie
It's an
uses
awesome
this.
paddle.
I use the J5. It has become like one of our favorite paddle brands. Another company that has been great, we have been working with is Hoodep. We want to like hook you up with a paddle eraser. It cleans paddles. So that's there for you as well.
Yep.
We want to give you a bag as well. So this is a Weekender bag. It's by Rich Cat Supply. She's an awesome lady based on Minnesota. When you get stuff from her, she donates a lot to schools. We love what she's doing, so you're going to get a bag as well.
Yep.
We talked about safety,
Yes.
right? So we are going to hook you up with one of these carbon safety glasses.
Yes.
The whole thing. So you're going to get that as well.
Yep.
I'm going to get a couple of balls. I'm going to throw in a few more goodies like, paddle wraps for you to use on your paddle. So this is all going to one person.
Yes.
I mean, thank you so much for supporting us. This is a way for us to say thank you to you guys. Again, please subscribe, comment. We would love to hear from you. What was your pickleball journey, right? So comment there.
Yeah.
How did you get started? Where are you from? And why would you like to get this?
Yeah. So obviously with this massive giveaway, so to make sure you're entered, you're gonna have to drop a like on this video.
Yes.
Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so
Yep.
we can notify you if you win.
Yes, yes.
And you'll also have to drop that comment.
Yes,
like
we
you're
would love to
talking
hear
about.
from you,
We'd love to
right?
hear
Yeah,
from
we
you.
love
So
hearing from
yes,
you
we'll be
guys.
picking somebody that meets all that criteria, and you're gonna be getting
The whole thing, bag,
massive
glasses, paddle, balls, eraser. Oh yeah, and one more thing. We're going to send you a gift card so that you can get yourself a shoe as well.
Yeah.
So,
full works.
full work. So, excited. Again, thank you so much for supporting us. It's been a journey. We have enjoyed it. We have enjoyed, bringing resources to you and bringing these videos. So, we would love to continue doing that. Subscribe and hope to see you in another paddle review.